we just kind of watch the laser do its thing. And if you remember, today is about memories. And we're making memories and we're making scrapbooks. And we're just going to cut the cover of the scrapbook for tomorrow's show, 1 hour build. And I'm going to show you how to mask it off right now. So let's get to it. So I'm just going to take our giant roll of masking tape and just mask it off where I know the project's going to fit. I'm going to take a piece of scrap, and I'm just going to flatten that down. Now we don't need to be perfect at all. We just want it nice and flat, not too many wrinkles. And I'm just going to take my razor blade, and I'm going to not wrinkle it like that, and just cut it like so. I'll cut the excess off. And then I know this project is fairly large, so I'm going to do a double. It's a little bit bigger than that. It's probably not that big, but just in case, we'll get it close to the seam line as possible. And we will run the same thing. Again, getting all those little bubbles to a minimum, but it's not that big of a deal. And then we'll cut it with our razor blade.
Why do you want to make sure there's good adhesion to the board?
We just want to make sure that there's good adhesion to the board so it doesn't fly around as we're cutting it, because we're actually going to vector mark through it, do a kiss cut, and then paint it later. 2 different colors, exposing the wood and then painting with the mask. So that's decent. I like to take my edges and roll them over. That's just me. And we'll go ahead and put this in the machine. This guy down. I'm going to run the perimeter just to make sure it's good. And then hit play. Processing, processing, processing. So guys, as you can see, the air compressor actually cuts those little guys out and it blows them out of the way. Now if you want to avoid that, you can run your job with 2 separate steps. With a low vector power, you don't have to worry about the air compressor being on too hard. So if you want to avoid those things blowing away, then you can lower the air compressor. But in this case, we're going to actually be painting those letters, so it doesn't really matter. So, as you can see, I did this in multiple pieces earlier, and we actually had some questions on Facebook asking us how to do more paint projects. So we're going to do masking and then the paint process instead of doing a double stack, which is still cool, but we're going to do the same thing just with paint. Now in some cases, people actually call this a kiss cut, and what it's doing is it's taking that vector mark, which we traditionally cut all the way through a material, and do a weak pass over the top, just barely cutting through the actual masking tape so we can peel it off later, and now it's doing the real cut all the way through the masking tape and the wood. finished product from the laser. Now we're gonna peel off this masking tape and do multiple layers of paint on top, making it look like the cosmos behind in front of the little girl actually. So, watch this tomorrow, and until next time, keep making.